So before breaking down Bakasana for you, I wanted to cover two foundational patterns that should be present in every strength-based posture, especially like arm balances. This first one I've been exploring a lot in my practice. It's about finding the spaciousness and hollowing through the front of the pelvis. And I find this helps to initiate that lifting lightness feeling that we really need to just like get off of the floor in arm balancing, and to counteract all that downward moving energy that's obviously super present in arm balancing. We want to be connected to the ground. We want that downward moving energy, but we need to counteract it with some upward moving energy and some lightness. So to start exploring that, you can come to this Trini inhale moment that we find in Surya Namaskar A, and start to press down through the feet, and that's going to start to initiate an upward moving energy up through the arches of the feet, up through the kneecaps. And then as you keep reaching through the crown of the head, you're going to slightly tuck the tailbone under. Not a super big tucking of the tailbone, just slightly, like you feel the tailbone is getting heavy down towards the ground. And that's really going to give you the space to hollow out through the front of the pelvis and pull the lower belly in. So there's a really good opportunity to feel all of these counteractions of pressing down through the feet, tucking the tailbone slightly, tailbone is heavy, and then lengthening through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. And then you really feel that spaciousness. You can also feel it a little bit more by reaching the rib cage away from the hips. Find that hollowing through the front of the pelvis. Okay, now the second pattern moves us up the spine a little bit to find that rounding pattern through the upper back. And that's going to put the shoulders in the right place to bear weight. So you can also do it from this similar position. You press down through the shoulders, down through the hands, so that the shoulder blades move away from each other. And that's going to start to round the upper back. The upper back gets really wide as the shoulder blades move away from each other. And then you also want to move the shoulders away from the ears so the shoulder blades are down the back. Good. Okay. Now as we connect both of those patterns, we're going to move into Bakasana. So starting here in a squat, you're going to separate the knees. And then you're going to lift the knees so that they come up above the elbows by lifting the hips up as high as you can. Bring the knees up as high as you can. And I like to come up onto my tippy toes to get the knees up as high as possible. You can start with the elbows a little bit bent. And then you start to shift the weight forward into the hands. Now before picking up the feet, check in with those two patterns. Tucking the tailbone a little bit so that there's a hollowing through the front of the pelvis, and pressing down through the shoulders, shoulder blades moving away from each other to get a nice round upper back. And then once you have that established, you can shift forward, keep the arms strong, strong shoulders, and then you can pick up the feet, and you want to lift the feet up towards the butt as much as possible. Find your breath, and then maybe you can straighten the arms, which requires lots of rounding through the upper back, lots of hollowing, and come down. It's hard. I just got kind of tired there. So making sure that these patterns are integrated into the body before we throw ourselves into these arm balances is really important. And then as you can see, you can start to work some of these patterns in really simple postures like Surya Namaskar A, Trini inhale, look up and lengthen. You can start to teach the body how to hold these positions so that when you get to more advanced postures, more challenging postures, it's not so overwhelming to think about getting the body in all of these positions and all of these patterns. So, hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And if there's anything else you want me to break down, let me know too. All right.